Hello. There we go. So we'll start seated, seated on the mat with the
Okay.
blocks nearby, and we'll turn around to face the back of the space that you're in, and then lay down. We'll start in Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. If you have blocks, you can place
I
them
do.
on the outside of your thighs for support. If it doesn't feel good with the knees open, you can just plant your feet or extend your legs long. Otherwise, hands down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders melting away from your ears. You can close down your eyes if that's comfortable. And then just start to settle in. Notice any areas of your body where you can start to soften. And just start to notice your breath. You don't have to change anything, but notice as you breathe in, the rib cage expands. As you breathe out, the body softens. We'll take a couple breaths together. So full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through the mouth. Another one just like that. Full breath in through your nose and hold at the top. Notice the energy that's building with the breath held in. When the body tells you to do so, exhale through your mouth. Notice the release, the relaxation, softening. Another one just like that. Full breath in through your nose. Hold at the top. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And exhale through your mouth. Let it go. Take the time to set an intention for your practice. Yeah, for just the intention of that sense of letting go of anything that isn't serving you. Just making room to experience life moving forward, letting go of the old, making room for the new. So you can continue to breathe in and out through your nose from here on out, making what's called ujjayi breath. It's just in and out through the nose, making a whisper sound. Call it oceanic breath. Just a sound that only you can hear. We'll try one together. So seal the lips, breathe in through your nose. And then with the lips sealed, breathe out through your nose. This breath just builds heat within the body and also helps maintain focus and concentration. Just take a moment here to feel into your body, physical sensations, finding presence in the body. Just notice the sounds that exist within your space. Start to notice physical sensations that you feel, maybe the temperature of the air on the surface of your skin. Take one more full breath together. Full breath in and a longer breath out. If your knees are open wide, take your hands, grab the outside of your thighs, close your legs together like a book. If you have blocks there, you can move them out of the way. Move them toward the top of your mat where your head is. Then draw your knees over your hips, supine twist, lower your knees to the left. Stack your big toes, draw your knees to the height of your hips. Push your feet away from your body, past your knees, arms down at a low V. Target is the thoracic spine, actually, the upper to middle back. So it doesn't matter where the knees don't have to stack, hips don't have to stack. Focus on the big toes. Breathe into the right side body. And switch sides. Bring your knees up and over to the right. You need to readjust yourself on the mat. Move your whole body, your shoulders and your hips over. Lower your knees to the right. Stack your big toes. Draw your knees to the height of your hips. Feet away from your body. I didn't mention this on the first side, but if you do feel any pulling or straining in your low back, you can place blocks between your thighs and your shins. Breathe into the left side body. And roll over all the way onto your right side. Use your lower arm, your right arm as a little pillow. Just take a breath or two here. Feel supported by the earth. Notice how your right side on the ground, you can breathe more air, expand the left side lungs. And roll all the way over onto your belly. Stack your palms one on top of the other and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Legs long. Then tuck your right toes under. Press your right heel back. Your right thigh will lift. Lengthen the front of your right hip crease. Then untuck your toes. Do the same on the left. Tuck your left toes under. Press your left heel back. Left thigh will lift. Lengthen the front of your left hip crease. Untuck your toes. So that's to create space in the low back. So just take a full breath in from your toes all the way through the crown of your head. Notice the space you've created in your low back. And exhale, let it go. And setting up for cobra, plant your hands to frame your torso by your low ribs. So palms planted by your low ribs. Forehead to the mat. Elbows over your wrist. Press through the tops of your feet. Engage your thighs. Thighs will lift. Then press your pubic bone. Find length in your low spine. Inhale, cobra. Lift your chest. And exhale, lower. It stays forehead to the mat. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Think more forward and then up. Elbows back. And exhale, lower. One more just like that. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, cobra. Traction your heels of your hands into the mat. And exhale, lower. Then plant your palms underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up to a tabletop. Move through some fluid movement in your body. You can close down the eyes if that's okay. Just move in a way that feels good. It can look like hip circles. You can rock your hips side to side. Roll out your neck. Just move into any areas of tension that you feel. And if you're doing something one way and you want to do it the other way, you can, but you don't necessarily have to. The right and the left side of the body are different. It might call for different things. So just move in a way that feels good. Then start to find stillness in tabletop. Move through a wrist stretch. So starting with the right hand, turn your right fingers to the right and then all the way around to face your thigh, your knee. Then pull yourself back, hips back. Feel a stretch in the front of your right wrist. The heel of the hand can rise, get a little bit more into the fingers. Let's play around here. And release that. Right hand forward. We'll do the same on the left. So turn your left fingers to the left, then all the way around to face your knee, your thigh. Pull yourself back. Feel the stretch in the left wrist. Just keep your low belly engaged to keep your back protected. Then release that. Tabletop position, fingertips facing forward, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. We'll find some engagement here in tabletop. So spread your fingers wide. Wrap your outer arms, your triceps back. Then engage your lower belly. Find a long line of energy from your tailbone through the crown of your head. And as you inhale, cow, arch your spine, crown of head forward and up. Exhale, cat, dome and round. Widen the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow, sternum forward, shoulders down your back. Exhale, cat, dome and round. Press the mat away. One more just like that. Inhale, cow, shine your chest forward. And exhale, cat, dome and round. Then find a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes. Take a full breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Hands shoulder width, feet hips width distance. Spread the fingers wide. You can pedal your legs. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Just working into the back of your body. And start to find stillness in downward facing dog. So press down through the L shape of your palms. That's your thumb and your index finger. Wrap your triceps, your outer arms back. Hollow out the armpits. We'll make some space in the low back, which is what this shape is for, lengthening the spine. So bend your knees, lift your heels. Press the mat away, send your tailbone up toward the ceiling. You can lower your heels toward the mat. They don't have to touch. Then as you inhale, look forward, roll forward, come to a high plank, shoulders over your wrists. Shift your weight forward so the heels of your feet are over the balls of your feet. Press into your hands, press the mat away. Take a full breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. We'll move through that a couple times, breath to movement. Allow breath to initiate the movement. So as you inhale, roll forward. And as you exhale, downward facing dog, press your hips up and back. One more just like that. Inhale, high plank, roll yourself forward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Now inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Flex your right toes toward the ground. Now press through the L shape of your palms. Little bend to your left knee to square your hips. Engage your lower belly. Take a full breath in. And exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, low lunge. Lower your back knee, your left knee. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands to your right thigh to lift your chest. Then inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms reach overhead. Stay for the exhale. Press down through your left shin to find length in the left side body. Press down through your right foot. Pull your right foot back. Feel the right thigh turn on. Engage your lower belly. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. Crown of head high. Take a full breath in. Reach up. And exhale, half split. Bring your hands to blocks on the highest setting underneath your shoulders. Straighten your right leg, hips back. Slide your right heel forward or back so your hips are over your left knee. Then traction your right heel into the mat. As you inhale, lengthen out of your low back. Exhale, heart forward, shoulders down your back. First stretch in the back of your right leg. Press down through your left shin, tug your left hip in. Pull back on your right thigh to square your hips. As you inhale, find a little more length. And exhale, fold a little deeper. And move the blocks out of the way. Bend your right knee, plant your hands under your shoulders, low lunge. And step back to plank. Lower your knees for tabletop. Now we'll move through a vinyasa on the knees here. So as you inhale, look forward, shift forward, shoulders past your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, bend the elbows, shoulders stay higher than the elbows. Then inhale, upward facing dog, push through your hands, straighten your arms, thighs lift. Engage low belly to protect your low back. Roll shoulders down your back away from your ears, crown of head high. Take a full breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Again, hands shoulder width, feet hips width distance. Little bend to the knees. As you inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, low lunge. Lower your right knee, untuck your right toes. Bring your hands to your left thigh. Then inhale, Anjaneyasana, arms reach overhead. Stay for the exhale. Press down through your right shin to find engagement of your right thigh. Press down through your left foot, pull your left foot back to activate your left thigh. Then engage your low belly to lengthen your low back. Lengthen through the sides of your waist, shoulders away from your ears. Take a full breath in, reach. And exhale, half splits. Hands to blocks under your shoulders, straighten your left leg. Flex your left toes to the ceiling. Slide your left heel forward or back so your hips are more or less over your right knee. Then traction your left heel into the mat. As you inhale, lengthen out of your low back. Exhale, fold forward with a long spine. So press down through your right shin to hug your right hip in. Pull back on your left thigh to square your hips. As you inhale, find more length. Exhale, fold. Nice. Move the blocks out of the way. Bend your left knee. Plant your palms under your shoulders. Low lunge. Lift your right knee. Step back to plank. Now you can take this vinyasa on your knees like the first one, or from plank. Inhale, look forward, shift forward, shoulders past your fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. And inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Coming into ragdoll. Feet hips width distance, generous bend to the knees. You can clasp for opposite elbows. Just keep the weight forward of your heels, inner thighs wrap toward the back wall, fold from your hip creases. Allow your head to hang heavy, option to sway side to side. So release for the back body. And release your hands to the mat. So you inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, pause here. As you press your hands into your shins, press your shins back into your hands, find activation in your core. Engage your lower belly, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Take a full breath in. And exhale, fold. Then inhale, rise, reach your arms overhead, all the way up. And exhale, hands through heart center and by your sides, Tadasana. All right, nice work. So heel toe your feet together to touch, or you can keep them at hips width distance, whatever feels more supportive. This Tadasana, this shape informs many of the shapes in yoga. So press down through your feet. Wrap your inner thighs behind you toward the back of the room. Engage your lower belly, find length in your low back. Shoulders away from your ears, crown of head high. Take a full breath in. And exhale, let it go. Sthira Namaskara A, breath to movement. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Now here comes the vinyasa. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. So you can always skip the vinyasa and go straight to downward facing dog, or you can take any of the vinyasas on your knees as well. Just another breath here. As you inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand, reach your arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center by your sides, Tadasana. One more just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. You can go to downward facing dog or take the vinyasa. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here. Spread the fingers wide, wrap your outer arms back, hollow out the armpits, engage your lower belly. Find length in your spine. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise, stand, reach your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center. And by your sides, Tadasana. Nice work. Moving on. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Sit your hips back, bend your knees, arms reach overhead. So look down at your feet. Make sure you can see your toes peeking beyond your knees. If you can't, shift your hips back. Then once they're back, look forward. Press down through your heels to activate your glutes. Engage your lower belly. Find length in your back. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. Straighten through the arms. Take a full breath in. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Straight to downward, down dog, or inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Bring your hands to blocks underneath your shoulders. Setting up for warrior one, so lower your left heel to the mat. Move your right foot to the right to find at least heel to heel alignment. If not wider, then inhale, warrior one. Reach your arms overhead. Bend into your right knee. So you can adjust the stance here if needed. Traditionally, it's heel to heel alignment, but as we've learned, everybody's different. Pelvises are all shaped different. So a little wider stance might feel nice. Left foot at a 45-degree angle toward the front left corner of your mat. Right toes facing directly forward. Press down through your left foot. Wrap your left inner thigh back. Then ground down through your front foot, your right foot. Pull your right foot back to engage your right thigh. Then engage your lower belly, lengthen through the sides of your waist. Take a full breath in, reach up. And exhale, plant your palms. Step back to plank. Downward facing dog or vinyasa. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. So Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing on the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Bring your hands to blocks underneath your shoulders. Lower your right heel, move your left foot to the left, heel to heel or wider. Then inhale, warrior one, arms reach overhead. So again, you can adjust the stance if needed here. Right toes toward the front right corner of your mat. Press down through your right foot, your back foot. Wrap your right inner thigh toward the back of the room. Right hip moves slightly forward. Ground down through your left foot. Pull your left foot back to engage your left thigh. Then engage your lower belly, lengthen through the sides of your waist, crown of head high. Take a full breath in, reach up. And exhale, low lunge. Plant your palms, step back to plank, downward facing dog or vinyasa. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Spread your fingers wide. Little bend to your knees, lengthen through the sides of your waist. As you inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Sit your hips back. And exhale, stand, hands to heart center. And by your sides, Tadasana. We'll move through Surya Namaskara B, breath to movement, Sun B. So inhale, chair, sit your hips back. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Set up for warrior one, lower your left heel. Then inhale, warrior one, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, low lunge. Plant your palms, step back to plank. Take the vinyasa or skip it. Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Set up warrior one feet, lower your right heel. Inhale, warrior one, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank. Vinyasa or not, inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Spread the fingers wide. Little bend to the knees. Wrap your inner thighs back. As you inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Keep the hips back, arms reach overhead. And exhale, stand, hands to heart center. And by the sides, Tadasana. All right, nice work. We'll move on here. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair, sit your hips back. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank, and go straight to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, bend your knees, walk your hands back toward your feet. Moving into Padangustasana, so you can bend your knees as much as you need to grab your big toes. So you make a peace sign finger with your hands, grab your big toes, knees bent. Then as you inhale, halfway lift, wrap your inner thighs toward the back of the space, shift your weight forward, then exhale, fold from your hip creases, rib cage to the thighs here. If your elbows are bent, wrap them toward the back of your mat. Shoulders away from your ears. Find length in your back. And then release the grip. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shins, heel toe your feet together to touch. And bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, exhale, rise, lift your chest. Moving on to tree, a little balance here. So with your hands on your hips, kick your right foot forward, flex your right toes, turn your right toes to the right to open your hip. Then you can bring your right foot to the left, either at a kickstand, you can bring your right foot to the calf, Or you can bring your right foot to your left thigh. Bring your hands back to your hips. Pelvis facing forward. Press down through your standing foot, your left foot. Press through the ball mound of the foot to activate your left thigh. Then wherever your right foot is pressing into your left leg, press your left leg back into your right foot to activate your outer glute. You can keep your hands on your hips, or you can bring them to prayer. Also, option to bring your arms overhead. Just find a point of focus. Movement here is normal. It's a normal part of life, normal part of yoga. It's just that, it's just yoga. Another breath here. And release that. Bring your hands to your hips. Right knee forward, lower your right foot. And we'll do the same on the left side or on the other side. So shift your weight into your right foot. Kick your left foot forward. Flex your left toes. Turn your left toes to the left. Then bring your left foot to a kickstand at your ankle, to your right calf, or all the way to your right thigh. Hands back to your hips. Pelvis pointing forward. Press down through the ball mound of your right foot to activate your right thigh. Then as you press your left foot into your right leg, press your right leg back into your foot to engage your right glute. You can bring your hands to prayer. You can also keep them on your hips, or option to bring your arms overhead. Once again, movement is normal. If you fall out of it, that's fine. I did already. Just another breath here. Bring your hands back to your hips, left knee forward and down. Nice job. You can shake it out if that feels good. Nice job. So at the back of the mat, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your palms with bent knees and a long spine. Walk yourself back out to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Lower your back heel, move your right foot to the left toward the center of the mat for front heel, back arch alignment, setting up for warrior two. Then inhale, warrior two, left arm back, right arm forward. You can adjust your stance if needed here. Front heel to back arch alignment. Look down at your left foot. Make sure your left toes are facing forward of your left heel. Right toes facing directly forward. Press down through your left foot. Wrap your left inner thigh toward the back of the space. Left hip moves slightly forward. Ground down through your right foot. Pull your right foot back to activate your right glute. Then engage your lower belly. Lengthen through the sides of your waist. Shoulders away from your ears, chest open to the left. Take a full breath in. And exhale, extended side angle. Bring your right hand down to a block on the highest setting. Inside your right foot. Left arm high. Right knee is bent. Left arm toward the ceiling. Once again, press down through your left foot to wrap your left inner thigh back. Sink into your right knee, press down on your right foot, pull your right heel back. Then engage your lower belly, find length through the sides of the crown, through the sides of your waist, crown of head forward. And as you inhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Right knee is bent. Think more up than back with your right arm. Then straighten through your right leg. Turn to face the left side of your mat. Heels in, toes out. Take a full breath in for star. And exhale, goddess. Sit your hips back. You can bring your hands to your thighs here. Look down at your heels. Make sure they're in alignment. Before we were in heel to arch alignment. So heel to heel. And you can shift your weight side to side. You want the weight evenly distributed in your feet so you can adjust the angle of your toes. Find stability here. And once you find that, bring your hands back to heart center. Sit a little lower if you can. Then inhale, star, straighten your arms, parallel your feet. Then exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands down to the mat in front of you. You can widen your legs if needed here. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands under your shoulders. Shift your weight forward so your hips are in line with your feet. Then exhale, fold, wrap your inner thighs back. Fold from your hip creases. You can stay here or walk your palms back, more in line with your feet. Crown of head moving toward the mat. Just take a couple breaths here. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands under shoulders. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, lift your chest. And inhale, warrior two toward the front. Then exhale, low lunge, plant your palms. Step to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Do the same on the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, low lunge. Lower your right heel, move your left foot to the right, front heel to back arch alignment. Then inhale, warrior two, right arm back, left arm forward, finding front heel to back arch alignment. Look down at your right foot. Make sure your right toes are angled just slightly forward of your right heel. Left toes facing directly forward. Bend into your left knee. Press down through your right foot, your back foot. Wrap your right inner thigh toward the back of your mat. Then ground down through your right heel, your left heel, your front heel. Pull your left heel back to activate your left glute. And engage your lower belly. Find length through the sides of your waist. Shoulders away from your ears. Take a full breath in. And exhale, extended side angle. Hand to a block on the inside of your left foot. Right arm reaches overhead. Bend into your left knee. Press down through your right foot, your back foot. Right hip moves slightly forward. Ground down through your left heel. Pull your left heel back. And engage your lower belly. Find length through the sides of your waist. Crown of head forward. Then inhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm reaches up and back. Think more up than back with the left hand. Left knee is bent. And straighten your left leg. Turn to pivot toward the right side of your mat. Heels in, toes out per star. Take a full breath in. Exhale, goddess. Sit your hips low. Just for a beat here. Inhale, star. Reach your arms overhead. Parallel your feet. Interlace your hands behind your back. Take a breath in. Broaden the chest, but keep low belly engaged. And exhale, fold. With the bind, stretching out the shoulders. Think shoulders away from your ears. Weight forward of your heels, inner thighs wrap back behind you. Then release your hands toward your low back and then to the ground. Underneath your shoulders, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Lift your chest. Inhale, warrior two toward the front of the room. And exhale, low lunge. Step back to plank and take the vinyasa Inhale, look forward, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair, sit your hips back, arms reach overhead. Exhale, rise, hands to heart center. And by your side, Tadasana. We'll make our way to the floor. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair, sit your hips back. Then just keep bending your knees. Heels can lift, sit back on your heels. Roll all the way down to the floor. And find a seated position first. Thank you, Juan Pablo. So with a seated position, bend your knees a lot here. Then inhale, reach your arms overhead, knees bent. Exhale, fold. Grab your feet. You can bend the knees as much as needed. Then as you inhale, lengthen out of your low back. Exhale, pull your heart forward, shoulders down your back. And straighten your legs as much as you can. Heels forward. But keep rib cage to thighs. If your knees are bent a lot, that's fine. Looking for a stretch here in your low back, as well as the back of the legs, your hamstrings. So as you inhale, find length. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Then lift your chest, bend your knees, plant your feet on the mat. Scoot your hips closer to your heels. Lower all the way down onto your back. Keep your feet planted, knees bent. Figure 4 stretch on the right side. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right foot to protect your knee. Looking for a stretch in the outer right hip. So if you feel a lot already, you can stay. If you want more, you can reach through, grab for the back of your thigh or for your shin. And pull your legs toward your chest. Just keep your back, your shoulders, and your head on the mat. Then switch sides. Plant your feet. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex your left foot to protect your knee. For a stretch in the outer left hip. If you feel a lot here, you can stay. Otherwise, reach through, grab for the back of your right thigh or for your right shin. As you pull your feet, your legs toward your chest. And release that. Happy baby. Bend your knees. Grab for the outside edges of your feet, knees bent. If you can't reach the outside edges of your feet, you can just keep your elbows inside your knees. So stretch for the inner thighs, inner hips. Keep your back on the mat. Find length in your spine. Find relaxation in the muscles of your face and of your jaw. And release, happy baby. Bring your knees over your hips. Supine twist, lower your knees to the left. Stack your big toes. Draw your knees to the height of your hips. Toes away from your body. Arms at a low V. Let's breathe into the right side body. And switch sides. Supine twist, lower your knees to the right. Stack your big toes. Draw your knees to the height of your hips. Feet away from your body. Toes peeking beyond your knees. Arms at a low V, palms face up. Breathe into your left side body. Bring your knees back through center. Apanasana, wrap your arms around your shins. Head and back on the mat. Soften your shoulders, soften your hips. Take a full breath in. And exhale, send your legs long. Arms down by your sides, palms face up. Just take a moment here, feel the flow of energy move through your body. Take a minute here in Shavasana. Just release your breath, release your mind. Allow the body to integrate the practice. Shavasana. You're comfortable here and you want to stay, and stay. You're ready to move on. Bring some awareness back to your breath and back to your body. Turn your head right and left to reawaken the muscles of your spine. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle your toes. And draw one knee into your chest, the other knee into your chest. Roll over onto either side into a fetal position using your lower arm as a pillow. Use both arms to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, facing forward. Bring your hands to your thighs. Close down the eyes if that's comfortable, or soften your gaze. Roll shoulders down your back, crown of head high. Just take a moment here to feel into your body. Notice the shift that's taken place. We'll close together with the chant of Om. Just know that your voice is important and necessary in the world, so allow it to be heard. Take a full breath in. Breathe in. Bring your hands to third eye center. Be gentle with yourself. Namaste.
Namaste.